And good afternoon, everyone. This is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. My name is Jim, and this is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. This is a directed network, and I am net control. If at any time during this net, should an emergency arise, please notify net control, and we will stand by and allow those in need to access this frequency. Is there any priority or emergency traffic at this time? And hearing nothing, we will continue. This net is all about ham radio and being all that you can be. That's what our QSO-VLOG network is all about, trying to help people have the best sounding station possible. And thanks for dropping by. FYI, my background is 50 years in commercial broadcasting, where a lot of big bucks are spent on audio processing equipment and getting it set up correctly to get the loudest and fullest sounding broadcast station possible. Well, long story short, when I became a ham radio operator, I could hear immediately a large discrepancy in on-air technical proficiency. A lot of stations were running with very poor mic equalizations and very muddy sounds with little articulation. And as I continued to work stations, I realized most of the stations were also running very low average peak modulation, many around 30% average peak modulation. So with my background, I felt I could help, or at least try. I knew that most modern-day ham transceivers did have enough onboard processing equipment to be able to overcome most of the problems. So it would just be a matter of developing a generic dynamic range setup procedure and then adjusting the onboard EQ gear. And so I started the QSO-VLOG network with the phrase, if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. And today we're currently featuring over 1,400 QSO-VLOG Aircheck recordings. Our mission statement for the network is to establish a higher technical level of radio transmissions of the human voice by the intelligent utilization of available electronics and current amateur radio transceivers. Our setup, while generic in nature, converts the average 10 dB dynamic range transmitter with an average 30% of peak modulation to a much fuller 3 dB dynamic range with an average 80 to 85% of peak modulation. This substantial boost in audio transmit level is extremely beneficial in high noise levels and heavy QRM. It allows you to punch through when others fail. The second part of our transmitter setup has to do with proper mic equalization. We're looking to optimize the transmitted voice for a higher degree of intelligibility through the use of EQ patterns that bring out the articulation aspects of the human voice. And again, why need to hear the voice if you can't understand the words? Also this afternoon on the receive side, we're running 4 Internet SDR receivers monitoring Rochester, New York, Milford, Pennsylvania, Atlanta, Georgia, and Arlington, Virginia. And we're trying to get the best copy on our 100-watt friends. Now the audio from these 4 SDR receivers comes up on a 6-position rotary selector. Also in this selector is our local receiver audio. And today our local receiver is running 2 large 10-foot vertical magnetic loop antennas, one aimed north and south, the other east and west. The north and south mag loop can be rotated. They are selected by a 3-position rotary selector. Position 3 of this selector is a co-phase option that many times is 3 to 4 dB hotter than mag loop 1 or 2 by themselves. Also today, on the transmit side, we'll be running our no SWR specifically oriented dipole antenna. One leg of this dipole is broadside to Montreal, Canada. The other leg is broadside to Miami, Florida. And as we were constructing our station, our mantra was 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And although conditions may vary, the general performance of this antenna supports its mission. Also today, we'll be running our input source indicator. So when we switch from an Internet SDR receiver to our local receiver, you'll be able to hear the switch and see the switch, but you'll have to see it on our YouTube QSO-VLOG video. Well, those are our working conditions. How about yours? This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG network. And now let's check in and see if Charlie K1GZL is on frequency to bring us up to date on the latest 40-meter band propagation. Charlie's QTH is up north in northern New Hampshire, near the Canadian border. Charlie, got a copy?
Yes, Jim, I've got a beautiful 20. Yes, Jim, over 9 direct. 20 over 9 direct. Copy, and hope you copy me with Kovac 19. Go ahead.
Oh, Charlie, yes, I'm so sorry. I'm anticipating you to make an immediate recovery, though, Roger.
I'm anticipating you to make an immediate recovery, though, Roger. Oh, we're going to try. We're going to try. Morning, I was knocked the loop out of me yesterday afternoon, so I'm not getting back on until Monday morning on that one. But, yeah, here's a little bit of KC9VKV, who was not aeronautical mobile, but at home in Southwest Virginia, and just a little bit of Ian this morning. And Ian has greatly increased his audio. I think he's going over to a Yaesu FT1000, and I like the audio on his transmitter very much. So I thought I'd let you hear a little bit of that. And here it is. First, Captain Mike yesterday evening on 75 meters. Then this morning, Ian on 40. Wait a minute, I hope I have it.
Yeah, he's right up there on the lake here. But good copy on both of you, and I guess I'll sign with you guys. And you guys have a good evening. And it's Q1GZL with Kilo Charlie 9 Delta X-ray. KX4 with Charlie 73 guys.
Okay. Here comes Ian.
Yeah, when I see he's up on 150, and I'll be causing him a problem, but I just say good morning. I'll duck out, I won't stay here because I will be causing QRM up on 150. The band between here and New Zealand is very good at the moment. Charlie, just quickly, how are you going, over?
Okay, well, we're going, and here's a little bit of Captain Mike on 40 meters. I have to get this thing in here. Wait a minute, let's see if I've got it.
No, this will be about 7 o'clock Pacific time. And, yeah, the sun's still up when we land. It's about to set, but it's still going on. But, yeah, I was looking out for you there. Last time we landed, I got a little bit late on the call. I could hear you, but you were talking with someone else, and I wasn't able to break in. But we'll try again this time and see if it's any different. But, yeah, 10 o'clock Eastern time. So I'll be listening out there for you. K1GZL from Kilo X-ray 4 Whiskey Charlie.
Okay, here we are.
4 Whiskey Charlie. Charlie, you're coming in as strong as ever. Yeah, we're just showing 70 miles now, 70 miles west of, 70 miles
Just from Nebraska.
You got Wyoming just on the other side there. But anyway, yeah, I was hearing Tom quite well, and I think I might have heard another breaker in there. Was there another station breaking in there, over?
Okay, and that was Captain Mike as he was just entering into Wyoming, heading west, and that's way off the side of my 40-meter antenna. Could you copy that, Jim? KC9VKV, K1GZL.
Roger, Charlie, I was on my local antenna for that, and sounded really good. Now, my question is, how directional is that aircraft antenna? I mean, if he does a 90, can you tell the signal shifts from the antenna movement?
Yes, to a degree, yes. There is attenuation off the back, and I was right off the back on that recording, right off the back of the antenna. There's probably 10 dB, 15 dB loss off the back, plus that he was at that point more than 40 degrees off the side of my 40-meter wire quad. But the test on that is when he's on the ground. Now, I did work him on the tarmac in Sacramento, California. Of course, that's the capital. And he was being pulled around by a tractor, pulled around on the tarmac with a tractor. And when they got the plane pointed north, he seemed to come in much better than he did when he had it when the thing was pointed west. So directivity is definitely makes a big thing with that piece of wire. But when the propagation helps, that makes up a heck of a difference. But here he is. He's quite often up to 34 to 37,000 feet. and he's stuck with upper sideband, and on that recording, we were on upper sideband on 40 meters, if you can imagine such a thing.
Roger, Roger. Now, as I understand it, and you explained it to me, I think the antenna runs up in front of the vertical stabilizer in the tail. Is that a Roger?
Yeah, the tail itself, yes, where it slopes back up at a 45-degree angle. That antenna is very close to that stabilizer, or should say and it's remarkable. It's remarkable how well that thing does. It absolutely it floors me, Jim.
Roger, Roger, Charlie. All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate it. You get back to resting there and get all the rest you can, and we'll be back. We're together there on next Friday. Roger.
Okay, Jim. We're going to try. By the way, you're holding a 2025 over direct. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I'm glad of that. Propagation is doing everything it can to help us out this afternoon.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So, in fact, I wanted to make a recording of your signal, but for some reason I can't get this thing to work. Yeah, give me a few seconds. I'll try to let you know how you sound. Gee whiz, it doesn't want to work. Hello. I don't know what I've got here. It's not working. So anyway, I'll have to let it go. Okay, I'm going to try to catch you next Thursday. Mike at WA3. I don't know if you're listening. I'll join you down in about 3 or 4 minutes on 50. So Jim, thank you very much for a good one, and stay healthy. Stay healthy down there. I know that Kentucky itself, right across the river from you, does have considerable cases. Yes, KC9VKV, K1GZL, if I haven't evaporated.
Roger, Roger, Charlie. 73 up that way, sir. And we are doing everything we can to avoid contacting the old virus there. We're keeping, they say alcohol is a good determining factor of not, you clean your hands with alcohol. Well, you can do other things with alcohol, too, and I think it helps. Anyway, 73, Charlie, and we'll catch you next Friday. This is the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. My name is Jim, KC9VKV, better known in some circles as Dr. VKV, and we are recording now live till 5, so if you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout. We'll post this recording up on YouTube in the next couple of days, so when you go to YouTube, just do a call letter search followed by today's date, and that will bring up this specific recording. If you just do a call letter search for KC9VKV only, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page, where we're now featuring about 1,380 recorded QSO-VLOGs. So we are now, headed towards our trying to set up folks if they're interested. This is KC9VKV listening.
K9PGT.
Repeat the call sign slowly, phonetically again, please, sir.
Okay, this is Kilowatt, America 9, Papa, Golf Tango, KA9, pretty good time.
Roger, PGT. What's the name there?
Delta. We're located downtown Chicago. And I'm just curious to how this microphone sounds. I hooked up this mic on here and curious what kind of audio response it has. Over.
Oh, looking at it on my frequency analyzer, it looks really good down on the bottom end and in the top end. You would be absolutely perfect if you would get yourself a foam windscreen for that mic. That would take care of any of the mouth noises. I think other than that, it's just absolutely perfect, Roger.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I have to pick up one. I don't know what the windscreen will look like, or maybe just put a sock over the microphone. I'm using a Shure 55 LE. I don't know if you're familiar with that.
No, but like I say, it looks good. It's not, probably rolling out at about 200 cycles or so, but it really sounds balanced. And like I say, if the SOC may do a little bit of frequency discrimination there. I would use the foam windscreen. They're only about $4, and they just slip over the L. Michael and do a great job, Roger.
Yeah, I'm just wondering if I guess I could probably find one big enough for this mic. It's like, it actually looks like the old Elvis Presley microphone. It's the same mic, except this is a modern update one that Shure put out. Yeah, okay. I was just curious how it was sounding. It is a balanced mic. And it looked like the impedance matched with the radio well. And I'm good there. I didn't have to use the equalizer or anything, so yeah, that's pretty good. My guess is I probably don't need the equalizer on.
Well, our standard setup procedure does include the compressor in there at about a 3. What we usually try to do is take an unprocessed signal, which is like about 10 dB dynamic range, and we try to move that dynamic range down to about 3 dB, because unprocessed 10 dB dynamic range transmission averages about 30% average peak modulation, whereas if we can reduce the dynamic range to 3 dB, then we can come up with an average 80 to 85% of average peak modulation, which is a much louder signal, but it's also very clean as far as sound. It doesn't sound up against the wall or anything, and it does start that dynamic range procedure with the compressor engaged at about a 3, and just token them out. Never hear it on the air, but it does start the process. Roger.
Yeah, maybe I should think about running a slight little bit of processing. I don't know. I was monitoring myself. It seemed to be pretty robust, as far as the audio goes out of it. So I didn't try it with the processor.
Roger. Well, the processor is not doing all that much, but it does start to condition the audio as it comes up on the ALC, because we get that processor in there, the compressor, in there at about a 3, and then we move to our ALC, and with mic gain in hand, adjust the ALC to run mid-scale to 2/3. And between those two things, the average peak modulation comes from 30, from a 30 to 85%. So, it's up to you, but that's, like I said, that's our setup procedure normally.
Yeah, Roger. Well, yeah, I'll maybe try thinking about. Everybody says this sounds. What I ought to do is probably get my other radio set up over here, and I can hear myself better that way. With another radio. Well, thanks for the radio check. I certainly appreciate it, and the advice about running the processor. I may do that. And it was nice hooking up with you. Thanks for coming back to my call. I don't want to sit here and tie it up, but thanks for coming back and letting me know how the mic sounds. I certainly appreciate it. I'll turn it back to you for a final. This is KA9PGT, downtown Chicago.
Roger. What's the name there?
Name here is Todd. Tango, Oscar, Delta, Delta.
Roger, Todd. And again, what radio are you running, sir?
Say again?
I'm sorry, what radio are you running today?
I'm using 991A. 991A, Roger.
991 Alpha?
QSO. And I'm running a Heathkit SB220 along with it, over.
Roger. Well, shake hands with another 220, Roger.
Yeah, what did you say about the 220?
I said shake hands with another 220. That's what we also are running.
Oh, yeah. I like these 220s, it's a pretty good all-around amp, you know what I mean? And You know what I mean? Just about gives me legal limit, you know?
Oh, Roger. Well, it depends on the tubes, you know, and how hard you're hitting it. You know, we run ours right at 100 watts to drive, have for about 3 years now. Everything's copacetic, Roger.
Yeah, I have the original tubes in. And, let's see, I'm driving with 65 watts, hollow, and 1400 out.
Roger, yes, they will do a good job, and the thing is, I think they're just so reliable over a long period of time. Well, listen, Todd, I appreciate the shout there. If you decide to do that tune-up, the setup, it is a compressor inline at a 3, ALC then adjusted to mid-scale to 2/3. And then you'll be running right at 3 dB dynamic range and about 80 to 85% average peak modulation.
Yeah, I think what I'll probably have to use is that screen in front of the microphone, because I know if I turn that on, it's going to be really sensitive.
Roger. Yeah. I just am very partial to the foam windscreen as opposed to the the round windscreen. But I understand that's a front address microphone you're running there, Roger.
What kind of mic?
Well, it's a side address, but it's from the front side as opposed to a regular microphone that you're working into it from the end, the front end.
Yeah, this is a studio microphone, basically, it's directive, definitely directive, but it picks up all around, too. I don't know. It's got quite a big head on it, and I don't know as far as picking up from the side or anything like that. I don't think so. I think it's pretty much direction.
Right. Well, I'm saying though, it's as you. As it comes up, if you were to put it right in front of your face, you would be talking into the to the side of it. Roger, is that a Roger?
There's another station in there. You want to pick them up when you're talking directly into it. I think it's facing the cartridge. To be honest with you, I don't think it's the side.
Right, no, the cartridge is, well, I understand the mic you're working on. We just can't quite come to terms with how we express how you address that mic. But anyway, it sounds good, and I think you've got it well under control, sir. Roger?
Roger, thanks for coming back. You can pick up that other breaker. I'm going to sit on the side here. Thanks for coming back and giving me the report. This is KA9PGT, downtown Chicago.
Roger, Todd. 73, sir. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
India, Zulu, North America, 4DX.
North America. I think you said North America 4BX?
North America 4 Delta Extra. 4DX.
Yes, sir. North America 4 Delta X-ray. I think you have a lot of background noise. You sound like you're in a space capsule headed towards the moon at about 16,000 miles an hour. If you're running a compressor, turn the compressor off or work closer to Mike so we can get a better handle on your voice versus the background noise.
Okay, well, I'm not sure what that is being caused from. This is a Flex 5000A. We are driving a 2 TL922A amplifier, and the microphone is the Heil PR781 Gold. And, I don't know what's happened to my settings. I've had them working perfectly, and then all of a sudden things have changed, so maybe you can help me out, right?
Yes, sir. You have about a 1 dB dynamic range voice over background noise. I would take to begin with, I would take your mic gain down to around 20 or 15% till we get a handle on exactly what's happening. So for right now, just turn your mic gain down to about a 15 or 20. Roger?
Okay, well, we've done that. Now, are you familiar with our FDR software?
No. Now come up to a 30. Come up to a 30. Let's see where that goes.
Okay, we're now at 30.
Okay, it really starts to compress and get it very noisy right there. So take it back to a 25 so I can understand what you're saying.
Okay, this is now at 25%, or at least 25 on the scale here. I'm not sure what the percentage is.
Okay, I would suggest just for now, I would tight mic. I would work that mic tight, come right up on that mic and talk. Roger.
Okay, and I've got a screen in front of it. You can point up on yours and see the station setup. Anyway, should I take that away?
Now just leave that for right now. We got bigger fish to fry. You go to your ALC. And see where you're running your ALC as you with mic gain in hand, and try to put that ALC at a mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay. Now, typically I try not to run the ALC over 0, and currently it's peaking about a +1 on occasion. So if I bring the mic back down, looks like I'm peaking at about a -2. Go ahead.
Okay, now, do you have your compressor engaged?
Negative.
Okay, give me a dead key for 4 seconds. Okay, you're hitting me. I've got your voice calibrated for 0 level on the VU meter, and when you dead key, your audio compresses up to -3. So your background noise is just tremendously active, and without the compressor on, I can't figure out why you would be that way. Roger.
Roger. Now, when I say my compressor, it's called a compounder. I don't have it on. I do have a device called the DX, and that's actually a compressor, so let me take that off. All right, that is off, so does that make a difference?
Okay, hold me a dead key for 4. Yeah, that sounds better. Now, what I want you to do is go check your ALC and bring your ALC up to its what your normal level is.
All right. So ALC is now averaging about a -8 or to 10, so I can run my mic gain back up a little bit, back to 30. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. How's that sound now?
Well, trash is following you back up. It's compressing still. I would say you have outboard processing equipment.
Well, actually I do, and I'm wondering if maybe that's the issue. I've got a Behringer Xenex 802 mixer in there, and that may be the problem. Go ahead.
Let me ask you this: what is your internal mic gain setting? What is your internal mic gain setting?
Well, the mic gain setting internally is built into the software. It's at 30%.
Well, you're running through that?
Well, I'm running that into the Behringer mixer.
You're running the output of the Behringer mixer into your mic input. What I'm asking you is, how hot are you running the output of that Behringer mixer? Do you have it padded down for mic level in?
Oh, Roger. Yeah. Yeah, probably. Let's see. I've got it. Trying to see here what I've got it set up. I've got the pad on about. I don't know. I can't see the numbers on it, but it looks like at about 11 o'clock. And then the main mix level is, at about the same level. Over. Yeah.
Well, you really want to be running at least if your mixer is 0 level out, you really want to, or minus, what is it out? Is it 0 level out or minus 10?
Hang on here, let me get a little light here where I can see what I'm looking at. No, it's not 0. It looks like about a +2 or so.
All right, well, to work into a mic input, you want at least a 50 dB pad. If you're doing +2 and you're going into a mic input, you want at least a 50 dB pad.
Hey, Dennis, he's got RF on the audio.
Yeah, you may have some RF in there also.
Okay, well, that's an issue too, and I've got toroids clamp on large ones on everything, so and doubles of them. I've got them all over the place, and so I don't know how else to eliminate that.
Yeah, I would. Do you have a regular humanoidal microphone around that you could maybe we could get down to the fact that if it's the mixer or the something else, if you have a regular mic, you could plug in there and we could see what's going on, in reality or whatever.
Well, how about this? How about I take the mixer out of the mix and go back to the way I used to have it and see if that eliminates the problem. I don't have to have this mixer. The beauty of the software is that there's a lot of EQ available in it already. So if you give me just a moment, you can pick up somebody else and I can come back to you. I'll eliminate the mixer and see if we can't get to the root of it.
Yeah, that sounds good. What's the name there?
Yeah, the name here is Larry, Lima Alpha Romeo Yankee. We're in Wentzville, Missouri, about 40 miles west of St. Louis. What was your call?
Call here is Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor. This is the KC9VKV QSO-VLOG net. We are on the air from 3:30 till 5 every Friday afternoon, and we usually, go through and try to help people set up their radios for maximum performance. So, Larry, if you want to give me a shout later on, we'll get past that mixer and hopefully, take that mixer all the way out of the circuit, because if you are getting RF, it could be being induced by the mixer, just not necessarily through the audio amplification factor, but just as a hunk of metal tied to your audio input circuit. Roger?
Yeah, roger that. Yeah, very well could be. I got your call, Kilowatt Charlie 9, Kilo Charlie Victor, is that right?
Victor Kilo Victor, VKV, Roger.
Good afternoon, Jim.
VKV, all right, there you go. KC9VKV, you're in New Albany, Indiana, Roger?
Roger, just beside Louisville, Kentucky, on the Indiana side of the mighty Ohio, right at Louisville.
Yeah, fine business. Nice signal. Anyway, let me let you carry on with some others. I'll get this thing realigned as far as this mixer is concerned. Get this connection squared away and a little bit more simplified. And we'll see if we can't get to some better audio reports.
Roger, Larry. Give us a shout a little bit later. And there was another station in there. Who was that?
Sure. G'day, Jim. It's fantastic to hear. KC9, Victor, Kilowatt, Victor Echo 3, Zulu, Sugar Zulu. G'day, Jim.
Sugar Zulu, Sugar. Come back with the call sign slowly phonetically again, please.
Okay. This reminds me of the first time we broke the world record by getting my call sign. This is Sam. Victor Echo 3 Zulu Sierra Zulu. I say again, Victor Echo 3 Zulu Sierra Zulu. How you doing, Jim?
Well, listen, it didn't take that long this time. Victor Echo 3 Zulu Sierra Zulu. Is that a Roger?
Roger. Yeah, I remember the last time there, Jim. We had a lot of fun. This time you got me the second time around, so things are improving, Jim, Roger.
Roger, Zulu Sierra Zulu. What's the name there?
Roger, Zulu Sierra Zulu. What's the name there? Sam, Sierra Alpha Mike there, Jim. You're sounding absolutely fantastic. It's 20 decibel over 9, and the antenna height is much higher than the last time I spoke to you, and we're on different audio gear, so I'm hoping that it's nice for your ears. It's Echo 3 Zulu, Sugar Zulu, KC9 VKV.
Roger, Sam. The audio curve looks like you might be able to use a little more top end to help your articulation, Roger.
Able to use a little more top end to help your articulation, Roger.
Okay, there we go. Now it's cut a little bit off the bottom end. How's that, Jim? Is that any better?
Well, yeah, we got some other traffic. Frequency is in use. This is KC9VKV and QSO with VE3 ZSZ. Frequency is in use. Now, I would not play that game of cutting the bottom end off to emphasize the top. I liked your bottom end. I would put that exactly back like it was. Do you have any actual top end EQ that you could crank in?
Do you have any actual top end EQ that you could crank in?
Yep, give me I'll just go through the menu here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, I've got a little bit more there.
Roger, I went over to my local receiver. It's a little flatter down on the bottom end to take a look at you, but I did have, I think, the thing is, I got some noise here, and with a frequency analyzer, it reads everything. So it was reading the noise factor along with your audio. But try it again. Give me about 10 seconds on your antenna system. Tell me about your antenna system.
Okay, well, my antenna system is a full-wave, 60 meter, actually, vertical polarized delta wave, third quarter wave for 40 meters one side, third quarter wave for 40 meters one side. It's 177 feet, and it's up at 40 feet, and the bottom of the flat side. The reverse delta loop is actually about 4 feet off the ground, but I have a huge ground plane underneath, and most of my radiation is set into Europe. Victor Echo 3 Zulu Sugar Zulu KC9 VKV.
Roger, Sam. What is your QTH?
Roger, Sam. What is your QTH?
Toronto. It's E-Turbico. It's pronounced E-Turbico. It's written E-Turbicote, but it's E-Turbico, and that's part of the big city, Toronto, Roger.
Roger that. Well, when we were building the station, we had a mantra about the coverage of our transmitter, and we were designing it for 20 over from Montreal to Miami with a hotspot through the Carolinas. And, of course, the conditions may vary, but what kind of a signal do you have on us up there around Toronto?
What kind of a signal do you have on us up there around Toronto?
Well, most of the time, Jim, I have about 20, and then with the QSO, it's 6 and 9. But most of the time, you're resonating between 9 and 20 decibel, and that's a proper reading there, Jim, Roger.
Roger, sir. Well, we're running a dipole antenna specifically oriented. One leg is broadside to Montreal, and the other leg is broadside to Miami. And so between those two, we do develop a hotspot through the Carolinas, Roger.
We do develop a hotspot through the Carolinas, Roger.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, you're doing great here. I've never had ever, in all the years I've been listening to you, Jim, and one time I came in before, you've always had a consistent good signal. And like today, I mean, anywhere between 9 and 20 over is quite normal for you up here, Jim, Roger.
Roger, Sam. Well, I appreciate it, sir, and I thank you for checking in with us. Like I say, your situation is go all the way, Roger.
Like I say, your situation is go all the way, Roger.
Well, thank you so much. And yeah, up here we're unfortunately having to resort back to a full lockdown, Jim. But it's we're up to 3,000 cases a day, so they had to do something. But we're all keeping a positive outlook. I'll say happy Christmas to you. God bless you and the whole family, and we hope to meet you real soon, Jim. God bless America. God bless Canada. God bless Australia. Victor Echo 3, Zulu, Sugar Zulu, KC9VKV. G'day, Jim.
Roger, Sam. 73 up that way, sir. Thanks for checking in. If you get a chance, join us next Friday. And if you want to hear your audio, we are been recording since 3:30. So if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9, Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 11/20/20, it will take you directly to this recording. So go to YouTube, do a call letter search, KC9VKV, followed by today's date, 11/20/20, will take you directly to this recording. Give us a couple of days to get it uploaded. Roger? Roger?
Oh, that's fantastic. Yeah, that'll be great. I'll be really thrilled to have a listen to that, Jim. And you do a fantastic service. Let me just reiterate with you just one other thing. You know, Jim, it's people like yourself. Why so many people around the world love Americans? And I just want to make sure you know that, Jim.
Roger. Well, just pray for our country, because right now we're in quite a country situation. It's unfortunate that half of the country seems to be on one side and half on the other side, and they don't seem to be coming together. The United States is not united, Roger.
United States is not united, Roger.
Well, Jim, I could go on. I think it's the same worldwide. I really do. I think there's a lot of division out in the world. It's just that this has come right on top of the spotlight. It's like systemic racism. It's been around the world forever. And the fact is that, it has to be dealt with right at the roots. And to do that, you're going to upset a lot of different apple carts. It's just a slowly but surely basis that they have to reunite the world and go about it a different way, Jim. That's what we pray anyway, without a doubt. It's good and bad of everyone. I have confidence that the American people eventually will demand that the fact is they have peace in their lives there, Jim. Victor Echo 3, Zulu, Sugar Zulu, KC9, VKV.
Roger, Sam. Well, we shall see. Hopefully this come together will, be coming shortly before, we even drift further apart. But anyway, 73 up that way, Sam. Thanks for checking in, buddy. Appreciate it.
73 up that way, Sam. Thanks for checking in, buddy. Appreciate it.
73.
November 8, Light Radio,
Kilo Delta 4, Quebec, Mike Sierra.
November 4, Juliet, Kilo Oscar.
Kilo Oscar Station, KC9VKV, come back slowly with your call sign, please, phonetically.
KC9VKV, come back slowly with your call sign, please, phonetically.
Station, where'd you go?
Station, where'd you go?
November 4, Juliet, Kilo Oscar.
November 4, Kilowatt Station. Come back slowly with your call sign, please.
Kilowatt Station, come back slowly with your call sign, please.
November 4, Kilowatt. Come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign, please.
November 4, Kilowatt. Come back slowly, phonetically with your call sign, please.
November 4, Juliet, Kilo Oscar.
Juliet Kilo Oscar.
Juliet Kilo Oscar.
QSL, November 4, Juliet, Kilo Oscar.
Roger. And what's the name there, please?
Roger. And what's the name there, please?
Name's Morgan. Mike Oscar Romeo,
Golf Alpha November, located on the south side of the river here in Hardin County. Roger.
Is that Morgan? Is that a Roger?
Is that Morgan? Is that a Roger?
That's a Roger, Roger.
Okay, Morgan, and what's your location again, please, sir?
Okay, Morgan, and what's your location again, please, sir?
Vine Grove, Kentucky, just south of you, across the river. Roger.
All right, Vine Grove, Kentucky, Roger. What's the radio you're running there?
Vine Grove, Kentucky, Roger. What's the radio you're running there?
1 Alpha on an off-center fed Wyndham and 100 watts.
Okay, Morgan, you know, I'm copying you on the Milford, Pennsylvania SDR. I got nothing on you on my local antenna, Roger.
SDR, I got nothing on you on my local antenna, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. I'm copying you on my radio here, 59.
Roger, what was the radio you're running again, please?
Roger, what was the radio you're running again, please?
991 Alpha. 991 Alpha. I was just checking in. I follow you on YouTube and just want to check in and say hello. And hope you're having a good day, and that's all I was wanting to do, check in, Roger.
Roger, Morgan, appreciate that. We do have a setup service if you might be interested. Notice that your dynamic range is somewhere around 6 to 5 dB. We could probably move that up to about a 3 dB, increase your average percent of peak modulation from probably about 50% to 80 to 85% if you'd be interested.
50% to 80 to 85% if you'd be interested.
Yeah, sure thing. Jim, you're going to have to walk me through the steps, so I'm kind of new at this radio. I haven't read the manual there, over.
Okay, not a problem. First thing is to engage your compressor at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does exactly what it's supposed to do. So if you know where your compressor is, go ahead and engage it at about a 3. Roger?
Compressor is, go ahead and engage it at about a 3. Roger?
I'm going to have to find it just a second.
Okay, I'll tell you what, Morgan, let me give you some notes, and then you can find things as you need them, Roger?
Give you some notes, and then you can find things as you need them, Roger?
Yeah, Roger. Let me grab some paper here, just a second.
This is Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give us a shout in just a moment. Right now we're in QSO with Morgan in Vine Grove, Kentucky.
QSO with Morgan in Vine Grove, Kentucky.
He's searching for a pencil and paper to take some notes.
A pencil and paper to take some notes.
Hey, sorry about that, Jim. Go right ahead. N4, JKF.
Roger, Morgan. Okay, the first thing is to engage your compressor at a 3. Turn your compressor on at a 3. Then move to your ALC and adjust your ALC by way of your mic gain control to where your ALC is running mid-scale to 2/3. You need to speak just a little more rapidly than normal, like 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, so you get that meter up there where you can see how to adjust it. If you go 1, 2, 3. It doesn't stay up long enough to really tell where it is. So you understand that situation. So by speaking fairly quickly, 100, 200, 300, you look at your ALC meter and with mic gain in hand, adjust it to where it's running between mid-scale and 2/3. Roger?
And adjust it to where it's running between mid-scale and 2/3. Roger?
Roger, Roger, Jim.
Okay, and I'm assuming that you're running that radio bandpass at 100 to 2900. Is that a Roger?
Pass at 100 to 2900. Is that a Roger?
Could you repeat that? The band was dipping on me.
Okay, sir, I'm assuming that you're running that radio. What is the bandpass? Can you run 100 to 2900 bandpass on that radio?
900 bandpass on that radio.
best I email you sometime or something?
Roger there. Morgan, I just lost my my Milford PA SDR where I was copying you. Let me see if I can get back in there. Sometimes I can, and sometimes it takes longer. I think I'm back in there now. Get that volume back up. Okay, so that's another thing. On your notes, make a note to yourself. See what bandpass the radio is that I'm running, and I want to be in the 100 to 2900 mode bandpass on this radio. If you don't have that, then you just want to run it as wide as you can, you know, under 2900. So, and then, judging by where your audio is at the moment, on your EQ, I would crank in about 3 clicks more, a top-end EQ from where you are. 3 more clicks, more brightness, more treble EQ than where you are. Roger?
Brightness, more treble.
Hey, roger that, Jim. Yeah, I got menu 110. I set that to 100 to 2900. Roger?
Exactly. And if you have other choices other than 100 to 2900, set them all to 100 to 2900 so you don't have a chance of running that radio in any other mode but 100 to 2900. Roger?
To 2900, Roger.
Yeah, good copy. Go ahead.
Yeah, Morgan, did you copy me? You just want to run that radio 100 to 2900, and if you have other options, can take them all to 100 to 2900. So you only have one option running that radio bandpass 100 to 2900. Roger?
100 to 2900, Roger.
Roger that, Jim. Good copy.
Okay, so I think that's about it for right now. You'll probably be working on that for maybe a couple of days, but maybe you'll be able to check in next Friday, Roger?
Next Friday, Roger.
Hey, sounds good. Yeah, I'll check the YouTube video in a couple of days and do the steps and see how it sounds. Hey, thank you very much for your help, Jim. 7-3. KC9VKV N4 JKL. 7-3.
Roger Morgan, 373, sir, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend, and we'll see you next Friday. And you're right about the recording. We have been recording now live till, from 3:30 till 5. So if you want to hear yourself at this point, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor, Kilo Victor, along with today's date, 11/20/20, it will take you directly to this recording. If you want to check other recordings, we have 1,400 other recordings at our home page on QSO-VLOG video. If you go to YouTube and do a call letter search, KC9VKV only, that will take you to our QSO-VLOG page. And like I say, we got about 1,400 recorded air checks on there. So 73 for now, Morgan, and we'll see you next Friday if possible. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Give me a shout.
North America 4DX.
It is a North America 4DX. Is that a Roger?
DX. Is that a Roger?
Yeah, Roger, Jim. Yeah, we got that Behringer mixer out of line and ready to see if we can't work this audio.
Oh, thank God. It's a real radio now. Okay, so do you have a compressor? Is that a Roger?
Do you have a compressor? Is that a Roger?
Yeah, Roger that.
All right, so we want to engage the compressor, but only at a 3. Engage your compressor, but only at a 3, Roger?
But only at a 3, Roger.
Roger, it's at a 3.
Okay, now move to your ALC, and like I say, what we normally want to do is adjust that ALC for mid-scale to 2/3 operation on the ALC meter. So if you have whatever you have at the top end of your ALC indication, we want to be below that but near that, about 10%, 20% below max ALC indication. Roger?
ALC indication, Roger.
Yeah, Roger. Well, basically the meter on these flex radios show anywhere from -20 to +3, and I'm running right now at a 0, or go about a 1, so I'm going to back off on the mic gain a little bit there and see if we can keep it below 0, Roger.
Roger. Well, when you do that, now where you were, right there before you backed off, you were exactly had a 3 dB dynamic range. That's exactly where I want you to be. 3 dB dynamic range gives you 80 to 85% average peak modulation. So I would run it back where you were there.
Back where you were there.
Okay, well, we put it back up 40% on the microphone, and that gives me my peaks at just a little, well, most of them are below zero. Every now and then it pops above the zero, but only to a -1. Go ahead.
Oh, Roger, yeah, I think that's exactly where you want to be. Now, you might want to also be a little more top-end EQ. I would go to equalization, and why don't you tell me what you're running equalization-wise at the moment?
Equalization-wise at the moment.
Okay, well, I've got all kinds of options. I can do a 3-band, 10-band, 28-band transmit EQ. Right now I'm on a 10-band where I've got the low ends. You know, anything below 300, it's not going to matter much. My 1K, 2K has got a plus reading of I'm at about a +5 on 1K, and actually a +7 on 2K and 1K. On my 4K, I'm a +6, and on my 500, I'm at +3.
Roger. Well, let's do this. Let's be real simple. If you can go to a 3-band EQ, let's do that as an experiment. I think we can do quite nicely with a 3-band. So if you're in the 3-band mode, tell me what your EQ curve looks like on a 3-band.
Curve looks like on a 3-band.
Yeah, on the 3-band it's flat. I'm at 0 all the way across.
Okay, you want to keep your mid-range always flat. Mid-range should always be flat because this whole equalization on a 3-band is the top balance to the mid-range and the bottom balance to the mid-range. So what we want to do now is increase your top end. How's that nomenclature? You have 0, and then what's the furthest nomenclature to the right on the top end?
To the right on the top end.
+15.
Roger, Roger. Okay, take it to about a 7, a +7, and let me hear you.
Let me hear you.
All right, that's a +7 now. +7 dB on the high end of the EQ.
All right, and then what's your bottom is flat? Is that a Roger?
Your bottom is flat. Is that a Roger?
My mid-range is flat and my low is flat.
Okay, take your low to +7.
Your low to +7.
Okay, now my low is at +7, my mid is at 0, and my high is at +7. Go ahead.
It sounds pretty good to me. Why don't you tell me in about 10 or 15 seconds about your antenna situation?
Your antenna situation.
Yeah, my antenna is a 43-foot vertical, ground-mounted with 16 radios. Go ahead.
All right, give me a couple more clicks on the top end boost. A couple of more clicks on the top end boost.
More clicks on the top end boost.
All right, that's 9 dB gain on the high side of the EQ. Go ahead.
Alrighty, and what's your position to mic? Are you 3 inches or so on your working your mic?
On your working your mic?
That's affirmative. I've got a boom-mounted mic. It's a PR781 with the filter with the screen in front of it.
Okay, that's good. Keep working it just like that. But go back now to your ALC, and you need to recheck your ALC. Now we've cranked in some boost EQ, so it's going to be a little hotter probably than what it was. So adjust it back to there to where you had it.
Back to there to where you had it.
Okay. Yeah, my ALC is now staying pretty much above 0 at a +1 and a little higher. So I'm going to run my mic gain back a little bit, you'd say. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Yeah, back to where we were before we started EQ.
Before we started EQ.
I mean,
you're talking about on my I didn't change my mic gain while we were doing EQ.
Yes, but I'm saying now that we've cranked in some boost on the EQ, that's going to affect your level. So you'll probably need to back off your mic gain back to where that ALC meter was reading,
Roger. Okay, yep, I understand. So there's
Right there, I've got it at 35 now, and that's keeping it pretty much below zero. Go ahead.
Yeah, I like that fairly well. I mean, it could stand just a little more bottom end, but you know, as it stands right now, it's pretty good. So I would run it like that for a while and see who salutes. You're definitely 3 dB dynamic range, so you're running 80 to 85% average peak modulation, Roger.
Average peak modulation, Roger.
Yeah, roger that. Okay, well, let me ask you one other important question. Am I getting that same noise that you were hearing before, the RF? Because I'm still running my amplifier, but I did remove that Behringer mixer, so I'm wondering if I still have that noise underneath me.
No, you're absolutely clean as a tack. Absolutely clean as a tack. And so, you know, if you run that mixer, number one, you're going to need a nice, if you're +2 out, you're going to need to run a 40 or 50 dB pad to go into your mic. You can tell you're at the right level, the right pad, when you're at the 0 level on your volume indicator on your mixer, and your internal mic gain control is somewhere around noontime. You know, that's the ideal place. If you have to run that way down, then you stand the chance of being too hot coming into the front end and running into distortion. So what you want to do is set 0 level on your mixer and then be able to bring your mic gain up to about the noontime position for a proper level on your ALC, and that will indicate that your pad is correct. I use, you know, you might think about this as a pad. I'm assuming that the output from that mixer is unbalanced, so I use a double bridge circuit, and that is you bridge out at one, let's see, at 10K, bridge out at 10K, and bridge in at 10K, and then when those two resistors come together in the middle, you find the proper resistance to get your level correct, Roger?
Get your level correct, Roger.
Yeah, very good. Well, I'm not in any great need to have this mixer in there. I just happen to have it as a piece of equipment that I thought I would try to utilize if it was beneficial. But the beauty of this Flex radio and the Power SDR software that comes with it, of course, that runs it, there's a built-in stage 1 audio mixer already that's built into it, plus we got all the EQs that are built into it, from a 3-band all the way up to a 28-band, plus we got a 9-band parametric EQ as well that I can engage. So lots of things that are built into the software of this radio that probably don't even need that Behringer, Roger.
Oh, yes, absolutely, absolutely. And, you know, sometimes the most direct line is the cleanest, actually. You can just, you know, if you just run a mic in there, and the radio has the capabilities of processing what you need, you know, do it that way. You don't need, you know, all this other stuff that's, you know, just hanging out there. And you do open Calamity's box when you're running a KW and start tacking stuff onto the mic input. You really force yourself to start digging grounds. I'm running 3 separate grounds on this operation here. 2 of those grounds are tied together, but it didn't make much sense to me to take a mic preamp ground and attach it to my Heathkit SB220 ground. That didn't make any sense at all. So I do have separate grounds for the high watt stuff versus the other stuff, Roger.
The other stuff, Roger.
Yeah, that's an excellent observation there, Jim, and I probably need to do that as well. If you're familiar with this Kenwood TL922A, it's definitely a workhorse. It definitely does do the full legal limit plus, if you want it. You know, it's got everything it needs, but it ought to be on a separate circuit for sure, especially a separate ground. And so I'm going to actually consider that, because you are right. When you're running power, you're going to run the possibility of spurious RF getting into unprotected lines, and especially into your audio system. Well, listen, I'm going to let you go because I appreciate the help. Thanks for putting me on in the right direction, and I appreciate all that you do there for the hams here on the air, trying to get signals clean. There's nothing more important than a clean signal, that's for sure. So thank you so much, Jim. It's been a pleasure. I'll look forward to picking up your latest recording and taking a listen and see how it comes out. I look forward to coming across you again here on the bands, and we wish you the very best. God bless you, and wish you a very happy and blessed Thanksgiving. KC9VKV, this is North America 4DX, NA4DX, Larry in Wentzville, Missouri, about 40 miles west of St. Louis. Take care.
Roger, Larry, before you go, what radio are you running?
What radio are you running?
Yeah, this is the Flex 5000A. I've got 10 radios here, Jim. I wouldn't mind working with you on some of the others, but only be fair to others. We'll have to catch you another time. I've got a Yaesu FTDX 3000. I've got an ICOM IC 7300, like everybody does. I've got an ICOM 7600, and I also have an ICOM 756 Pro 3 that, someday we can sit down and work on them separately. Take care again. Thanks for all you do. This is NA4DX.
Roger, Larry. Well, just, as we go, next Friday, come in with another radio, and we'll give it a shot as far as setting up, Roger.
Yeah, roger that. I'll definitely put you down on my calendar, and you do it from, you said from 3:30 to 5. Is that 3:35 Eastern time?
My time right now is 4:35. 4:35 right now, Roger.
4:35 right now, Roger.
Yeah, it's 3:35 here, so you're an hour ahead of me. So just want to make sure that I don't miss you altogether. Thanks again. You're doing a marvelous yeoman's job for sure, and appreciate all your help and knowledge. KC9VKV from NA4DX.
Roger, Larry. 73 that way, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is KC9VKV, the QSO-VLOG net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Victor Echo 3 Whiskey Foxtrot.
Whiskey 2 Radio, Papa Charlie.
Victor Echo 3 Whiskey Foxtrot.
Delta Mike Golf.
Whiskey Echo 3 Whiskey Foxtrot, Roger.
Whiskey Foxtrot, Roger.
QSO, it's Victor Echo 3 Whiskey Foxtrot. David here from Ontario, Canada.
Roger, David. Yeah, I thought that's what I said. Victor Echo 3 Whiskey Foxtrot, Roger.
Foxtrot, Roger.
QSO, you got it.
Okay, David. And what's your location, sir?
I'm in Bell River, Ontario. It's pretty close to Windsor, Ontario, across the border from Detroit, Michigan.
Roger that. And what radio are you running?
It's an ICOM 7610 with the Yaesu MD100 mic going into an EQ Plus.
All right. Well, let's get on with it there. If you would be interested in setup, engage your compressor at a 3. It's a token amount, but it does exactly what we wanted to do, Roger. So engage that compressor at a 3.
So right now I have the compressor on the external, the EQ Plus box set at 3. Is that what you want, or do you want it in the radio?
I would prefer it in the radio. I mean, if you get it in the radio, it's there. On the outboard stuff, man, I don't know. It may cause may not be good. So I would take the external compressor off and go to the internal compressor engaged at a 3. Roger.
Okay, I'm going to figure out how to do that. So this is off. So now I have it at 3 with no, and I have the outboard compressor turned off.
Okay, and now go to your ALC with mic gain in hand, and I want you to adjust the mic gain to where the ALC meter runs mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay, let me look. I'm a little bit hot right now. Keep backing it down. Wow, I'm going way down here. Still showing pretty full. Okay, keep going down.
I got the mic gain, yeah, there, that's pretty good there. I got the mic gain at 18%, and it's showing about 2/3.
All right, and so now tell me about, well, let's see. Let's go to your EQ if you got just a minute there, and we want to tell me what your EQ looks like.
In the EQ, I have the bass back -2 and the treble +2.
Okay, take the treble at +4. Treble +4, and let me hear you.
Okay, there's the treble at +4, 1, 2, 3, 4, Victor Echo 3, Whiskey Foxtrot.
Okay, and you say your compressor's engaged at a 3, Roger. Do you see any compression indication? Do you have a meter or something?
Yes, I have a meter, and the compression is showing, it's peaking at 5.
Excellent, excellent. Okay, I want you to address your microphone just as you did in that last transmission, Roger.
Adjust it downward or upward?
No, I want you to speak into the microphone. We call it address the microphone. Speak into the microphone just exactly the way you did that transmission before last.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it was about 3 inches from the microphone now, and I'll just tell you what I'm running. I'm running, it's a Hustler vertical ground mounted, running about 800 watts into an AL572 Ameritron.
Okay, 2 more clicks up on your bass. 2 more clicks, 2 clicks from where you are. Boost on the bass.
Okay, that should give it some more bass. I think it's making my ALC a little hotter.
Yes, it will. So you'll need to interpolate that back to where we were, just to pull your mic gain down just a tad.
Okay, let's see. That's about right there.
Okay, now tell me about the the 7610. Never mind, I know what that is. I want you to find the button called Quick.
Quick. Yeah, okay, I see it.
Okay, punch Quick, and let me know what your drive level is.
Drive gain, if that's what you mean, is 50%.
Okay, take that to 60%.
Okay, here it is at 60%. Victor Echo 3 Whiskey Foxtrot.
Oh, it's just beautiful. Sounds like you're in the room with me. I want to hear more. Tell me something about that 7610 that you really enjoy.
Well, the 7610 is a radio I wanted to buy. Actually, I wanted to buy the Kenwood, but I wanted the both receivers, so I ended up with this one. And the best part of this radio is when you use the RF gain, it's actually like a variable attenuator. It actually moves the S meter down and removes the noise on the S meter, so it doesn't. A typical radio, when you use the RF gain, it moves the signal meter up, and it's kind of annoying.
Roger. Now, how far are you off mic at this moment? What's your 3 inches or so?
I'm going to say 2 to 3 inches.
Okay. The mic is making a kind of a clunking sound coming in. Can you key that differently, that you don't have quite as much key noise?
What I think that is the relay in the amplifier. I don't think it's from the microphone.
It sounded really heavy-duty, like it was, and I didn't hear it that time. So key again, and let me hear you for about 10 seconds of something.
Okay, I tried to key it a little softer there. Maybe I was slamming the plastic piece down too hard.
Yeah, I think that was it. You've got a good handle on it now. It's sounding good, Roger.
Yeah, you probably can, because it's showing up on here. But anyway, it's just my amplifier has a fan in it.
Yeah, I don't hear any of that. It was just you were man gripping the microphone, Roger.
Yeah, okay. I was probably it's like a plasticky mic. I really like the Yaesu microphone. I don't know why. It just people tell me I sound better than the ICOM SM20 on this one, so I went to this one.
Roger, sounds good. Sounds good. I think we've about done everything we can to that. Just remember, now we're exciting that drive just a little bit more than normal. So it's important that you continue to work the microphone like you do, because that drive will try to keep your mic level up, even if you fall off. So, and when it does that, it will probably add, whatever it needs to try to make that up, and it's usually like lower frequencies. So you want to stay on that mic, pretty much, Roger.
Okay, very good. Yes, I typically stay pretty close to the microphone. Actually, it's when you're in a long QSO, it's a little bit inconvenient with the desk mic. I can understand why people use a boom mic.
Oh, Roger, yeah, boom mic is just beautiful. And if you do get one, be sure and ground your boom mic to your radio, or to a good ground. Probably to the if you use a preamp, outboard preamp or something, ground it to that. But a boom mic will pick up a lot of RF, and if you have your mic connected to it, there's a good chance that the mic will get more RF pickup than normal. Roger.
Okay, very good. I appreciate the help, and then from based on what I heard when you called for more check-ins, I guess there was a big pileup, so I don't want to hold it. And there's probably a lot of people that need your help. I heard you last week just at the tail end, so I put it in my phone to come on here and hear you this week. Thanks very much for the help, and maybe you can help someone else. You do a good job, and I'll listen for my video on YouTube. 73 from V3WF.
Roger, David. Yeah, it'll be a couple of days before sometimes we get it a lot sooner than that, but we do allow ourselves 48 hours if push comes to shove, to get it up. So, but if you go to YouTube and do that call out search KC9VKV in general, and subscribe and hit the the bell, I guess you'll get a notification when we post that. Roger.
Yep, I did that last week. I subscribed, and I see all my subscriptions. I see all your videos. I've watched a few of them, so I'll wait for it. No rush, obviously. I'll be on there all next week checking for it. 73, and take care. Thanks for the help.
Delta Mike Golf.
Delta Mike Golf, stand by just a moment. Roger, David, 373 up that way, and you have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And if you get a chance, join us next Friday with another radio, and we'll see what you were the one that had multiple radios. Is that it, Roger?
No, that was I do have multiple radios, but that was the previous fellow. And this is my main rig. I have a TS930 also, but I don't run it much.
I got you. All right. Sounds good, David. Thank you very much for clarifying that. We'll say threes to you at 73, and have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. And we had another station there. Another station, come back with your call sign slowly, phonetically, please.
Kilowatt 2 Delta Mike Golf.
Kilowatt 2 Delta what?
Delta Mexico, Germany.
K2 DMG, is that a Roger?
That's QSL, name Dan, Charlotte, North Carolina.
All right, Dan, sounding good there. What radio are you running?
The Yaesu FTDX1200. The microphone is a Heil PR781 in the boom with the shock mount.
All right, give me 10 seconds and tell me about your antenna system.
The antenna here is a Carolina Wyndham 160. The apex is at about 140 feet, and each side of the antenna is sloping down to probably around 80 feet. K2 DMG.
Roger, Dan. Okay, I'm seeing that your dynamic range is probably about 6-7 dB, so we could get that a little fatter if you might be interested. It starts with you engaging a compressor at a 3 token amount, but it does exactly what we need it to do.
All right, QSO, the processor is currently on. Let me change the value of it. Stand by. All right, it's currently set at 3. It was at 4, so I bumped it down 1.
Okay, so it's at a 3 now?
At QSL.
Okay, now move to your ALC with mic gain in hand and adjust your ALC from mid-scale to 2/3 operation by way of mic gain manipulation. And you might want to speak fairly quickly, 1, 2, 3, 100, 200, 300, 400, so you can see, you get that meter up there where you can see what it's doing.
Yeah, give me 1 sec. I'm having an issue finding the ALC here.
Da, 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 missing ALC. It's there somewhere, but where? That's the question.
That is a good question. Go ahead and grab the next guy. I'm going to sit back and do a little research. It's a fairly new radio. It does not have a button or a knob labeled ALC.
All right, let me just give you some notes, and you can sally forth with the setup as you find things. Like I say, we start with that compressor engaged at a 3, then move to your ALC, and with mic gain in hand, and adjust your ALC for mid-scale to 2/3 operation by way of your mic gain control. And then I would go to your EQ, and I would add 2 clicks top end treble EQ additional from wherever you are.
Okay, QSO, I got that written down here. Thank you.
Alrighty, and then if you get a chance, give us a shout back. Well, anyway, maybe next Friday. It's 10 till now, so maybe next Friday, Roger.
I will do that. Thank you very much for your help, sir. K2DMG.
Roger, Roger, Dan, 73 that way, sir. Have a great afternoon, beautiful weekend. This is KC9VKV, the QSO-VLOG net. If you've got a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.
Hey, K7 Jim, good evening. K7 Japan Oscar Echo.
K7 Japan station. Come back slowly with your call sign phonetically.
Yeah, K7 Japan Oscar Echo. Jim, Joe here. Good evening.
Roger, Joe. Okay, gosh, it sounds like you might be hot into your ALC. Let's do our setup real quick here. Engage your compressor at a 3. Get that compressor in there at a 3. A token amount, but it does what it needs to do. Then move to your ALC, and I think you're going to be hot on your ALC, so get ready to take your mic gain down as you speak fairly quickly, 100, 200, 300, and look at your ALC meter and adjust your mic gain to where the ALC meter is running mid-scale to 2/3.
Okay, Jim, very good. Yeah, I'm looking for the audio characteristic. I want something to be very piercing. Give me an input on the treble, on the quantity of treble on the pass band. I'm looking for something 300 to 3,000 kilocycles. Over.
All right, you're in wideband. You're 100 to 2,900. That's a Roger.
Oh, I think it's probably narrower than that. It's probably 200 or 300. Probably 200 to 2,900 or thereabouts.
Well, usually if you roll off the bottom, you're rolling off the top. So what I'm saying is if you go 100 to 2,900, then we'll take care of the bottom through EQ. But what happens when you go to lesser bandpass, you start rolling off the top end, and you want all of the top end that you can, and that can only happen in the 100 to 2,900 bandpass.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I thought dropping the lower end bandpass would not impact the upper end. Okay. Well, all right. Interesting. Okay. Well, I will adjust that here.
Yeah, you go to, and I'm assuming that's the top bandpass you have, 100 to 2,900. That a Roger?
Yeah, 100 on the low end to 2,900 kilocycles on the top end.
Yes, sir. And you're doing that now?
Affirmative.
Okay, and you want to roll out at 300?
Well, yeah, I think no sense having the low ends there really don't help. I'm just looking for something more of a contesting quality, a DXing quality audio here on this rig.
What's your EQ setting at the moment?
Oh, I've got that treble here. Looks like it's emphasized, and the low ends are rolled off pretty good. Probably minus 3 or minus 4 on the bass, and probably plus 3 or plus 4 on the treble.
Yeah, looking pretty good. I mean, you're rolling out at 300 for sure. And if you get more steeper than that, you start to lose the body of your audio. You want to keep the top end and mid range as best you can, because that's what people are going to hear. And so you're rolling out on the bottom end, well before 300 cycles. Roger.
Yeah, okay, very good. Okay, that's what I'm looking for.
Roger.
Yeah, okay, very okay. That's what I'm looking for. Just a homebrewed microphone here, just a $2 for the November sweepstakes this weekend, and I always like the for the November sweepstakes this weekend. I always like the real shrill audio. That always is good, easy to copy.
Okay, now another thing I would suggest is get yourself a foam windscreen for that microphone, so you don't have any competition then with extraneous noises competing with your words. You want your words to pierce, and you don't want a bunch of lip noise and mouth noise associated with it, because that takes away from people being able to understand what you're saying.
That takes away from people being able to understand what you're saying.
Okay, very good. Yep, I've got a little windscreen here in place.
All right, I'm copying you, and had to move over to the Rochester SDR to copy you now. But tell me, give me about 10 seconds of something, and let me hear you a little bit more.
Give me about 10 seconds of something, and let me hear you a little bit more.
Okay, very good, Jim. K7 Japan Oscar Echo in Indiana. Yeah, the propagation is changing around a little bit, but I still can copy, but you've taken a fade. You were 20 over S9, and now you're about an S8 signal here. Over.
Roger. And Joe, what's your location, sir?
Roger. And Joe, what's your location, sir?
I'm in the central part of Indiana. Over.
Roger. And what's the radio you're running?
Roger. And what's the radio you're running?
This is a Collins transmitter, 32S3. And the Collins receiver, Collins transmitter and receiver. Over.
Roger that, sir. Okay, well, I think we've done it for now. I mean, we could do a little more top end, but I'm afraid you're going to run into some distortion with so much top end. We want to keep it clean. We want to make it piercing, and we don't want to any kind of other clutter in there like distortion or mouth noises or stuff. So I think we are where we are at the moment there, Roger.
Noises or stuff. So I think we are where we are at the moment there, Roger.
Okay, Jim, very good. Well, thanks for helping me get it set up here. Hopefully it'll work. Okay, have a good evening. KC9VKV, K7, JOE, clear with you, and good evening. Happy Thanksgiving.
Roger, Joe, 73 that way, sir. And just remember to stay in that 100 to 2900, because when you start running lesser band passes, they start taking it off the top and the bottom. So you want the top end maxed, and that's only going to happen in the 100 to 2900 band pass. So 73 there, Joe, and we'll catch you later. This is KC9VKV, the Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net. Oh gosh, we got about 3 minutes. Anybody want to take the last radio check?
We got about 3 minutes. Anybody want to take the last radio check?
Romeo Echo Zulu, I got a quickie. CMD.
Romeo Echo Zulu. What's the front of that?
Echo Zulu. What's the front of that?
Kilo Juliet 4, Romeo Echo Zulu. Hey Jim, it's Floyd in South Carolina. I just wanted to check something with you real quick. Busted from the inside of the radio. So now I have it just cracked open. Right now it's not on, and right now it's on. Does that make it better or worse?
Gosh, I was just tuning over to my local antenna. You're about 20 over on my local antenna, so I can hear you real well. I don't know if you're fading or not, but right at the moment that I was listening to you, you were fine. So do that demonstration one more time.
Okay, that's no compression, and everything is set where we did a couple weeks ago. And right there is compression, KJ4REZ.
Okay, how much compression was that?
You know, remember this one I have to go in the side of the radio with a little screwdriver? It's just cracked open.
Okay, I would say if you're contesting, run it. If you're just QSOing, I wouldn't run it.
Okay, very good. Well, I'll leave it set that way then. Remember, this radio only goes 2.4 wide. It's an oldie, so it is what you get. I guess I could change the microphone, but some people complain about it and say it's too pinched up, and other people say it sounds great. All right, thank you, Jim. I'll let you go. I know you're wanting to get out of there. You have a good Thanksgiving. Kilo Juliet 4, Romeo Echo Zulu 73.
Roger, before you go, do you have a EQ in that radio?
It's the first generation. It's actually production number 5 of the 706 from 1996.
So it does have EQ or no?
No, I can go plus or minus, and it's plus gives it more treble, and minus gives it a little more bass, and it's already negative 200. That's as far as it'll go.
Right, I was just listening for a little more articulation on the top end in the syllabic range, like maybe a couple of clicks more top end EQ to bring out your articulation just a little bit more.
Yeah, it's either one way or the other. There's not really a whole lot I could do. And it's a different menu, which is hard to get in this radio. You know what? I'll find it, and next week we'll try that, and I'll play with it. Maybe I need to not be so negative. It's minus 200 right now, which is where most people run these radios, but there are some people that run them like minus 150.
Yeah, it sounds good. I was just looking for a little more, just a tad more articulation, Roger.
Roger. All right, well, I'll let you get back to it, and I'll leave the compression off, and you have a wonderful day. KJ4REZ.
Roger, and if you get a chance, if you could get a foam windscreen for that mic, that would cut down on some more stuff, mouth noises and stuff, Roger.
Yeah, it's the SM30 microphone, which has got that little tiny head. I got to look on Amazon and see if I can get a stock for it.
Yeah, foam windscreen. That'll do nicely. And what's your location there? And what's your name?
It's Floyd. We've worked quite a few times. I'm in Taylor, South Carolina, upstate. I'm just running about 80 watts.
Roger, Floyd. Sounds really good on my local antenna. It sounds really good. So let me say 73 that way, sir. Thanks for checking in. And if you get a chance, join us next Friday, Roger.
Roger. Will do. Have a good day.
Roger, and with that, we'll conclude our Friday afternoon QSO-VLOG net for this day. We've enjoyed it so much, and if you have participated and want to hear what your audio sounds like, if you go to YouTube and do a call letter search for Kilo Charlie 9 Victor Kilo Victor, followed by today's date, 11/20/20, it will take you directly to this recording, and so you'll be able to hear what you sound like. And so all things being equal and the creeks don't rise, we'll see you next Friday afternoon. We do this thing from 3:30 till 5, record all the time, and try to help folks sound better, actually to be all that they can be. And so we'll say 73 for now, and we will be returning this frequency back to regular amateur use. This is KC9VKV Clear.